Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today in today's VetNet. This VetNet will be based on the IVMF path to small business success. So my name is Cassandra Rosica, and I am the IVMF Alumni Services and Engagement Manager. In this webinar, as we kind of previously discussed, we're going to go ahead and overview IVMF's entrepreneurship program offerings. We'll be joined by our Entrepreneurship Strategic Partnerships and Programs Associate Director, Melissa Bird, and our Director for Bunker Labs Programs, Reggie Ordonez. We'll also be joined later by two Entrepreneurship and Bunker Labs program alumni who will share their experience and perspectives of entrepreneurship programs and how they've contributed to their business development and their success. We'll also leave some time at the end for a brief Q&A session as well. So I will go ahead and just share my screen and we'll get started with an overview of the IVMF, as well as an overview of Bunker Labs. All right. So today we'll be discussing the IVMF path to small business success. Let me get this here. Okay. So the IVMF's vision and mission is to empower service members to thrive within the civilian community. So essentially easing that transition process from the civilian sector from the military sector into the civilian sector. And we do so by employing our 5 pillars of effort. So these pillars of effort, I'm going to go ahead and just overview them in just a second. So within our 5 pillars of effort, we do have career training, entrepreneurship, community services, research and analytics, and higher education. Among all these 5 pillars of effort, we do employ, of course, various initiatives, various components within each one. For career training, we do have programs such as Onward to Opportunity that we employ, as well as employment support services that we provide to our program alumni and current participants. So next pillar we have is entrepreneurship, and our Associate Director for Entrepreneurship, Melissa Bird, will kind of delve into the entrepreneurship sector and the program offerings within it. But overall, with entrepreneurship, we want to provide the tools and resources necessary to help you kind of get that business idea off the ground and achieve success, of course, all throughout it as well. Community services, we delve into the social determinants of health. If anybody, needs assistance with food insecurity, anything within that realm, we definitely have the resources to navigate you through anything you may need. Next, we have research and analytics. We have a great research and data team that go through, providing surveys based off of your experience, not just within our program offerings, but then with, every effort that we've implemented across the Institute as well. And then with those surveys, we just evaluate them and see where we need to implement more effort as an organization. Next off, we have higher education through Syracuse University, and we also have certificates and other items that you can take advantage of. Scholarships available for you to take advantage of as well to ease that transition from the military lifestyle into that civilian lifestyle. Okay, so now I'll just kind of provide an overview of the IVMF impact. So to date, we've impacted over 200,000 individuals. And this is about 23,000 impacted annually. So with our efforts, like I said, we're very proud to provide these resources to veterans, military spouses that are just trying to make that transition from that civilian or from that military sector as seamless as possible. Founded in 2011, like I said, we do provide national programs. We're informed by research and then designed to enhance post-service lives. So right now, we have over 100 professional teammates across the country. We're operating in 46 states, 2 U.S. territories, and 9 countries. And we also deliver 14 national no-cost training programs. But with the acquisition of Bunker Labs, we're starting to expand that as well. And we're just very excited for what's to come with this initiative as well and that integration. Lastly, we have key partnerships with the DoD, Department of Labor, VA, Small Business Administration, and many state and local corporate and other strategic partners. So overall, we've impacted so many individuals' lives all across the institution through the efforts of various colleagues that are very dedicated to the military affiliated community in providing the resources necessary for that successful transition. Okay, so now I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Melissa Bird, and she will expand on the IVMF's entrepreneurship programs and the initiatives within them as well.
Thanks, Cassandra. Good afternoon, everybody. Talking more about entrepreneurship and our arsenal of 13 different programs or resources that we have available to meet a military-connected entrepreneur wherever you're at in your journey. So it doesn't matter if you just have an idea of a business that you want to start, but you're not really sure how to get it off the ground, or if you're on, multi-year honoree on the Inc. 5000 list, we have a program or resource available for you. You can see that we divide them up through ideation, early stage or startup stage, and then a growth or sustained stage as well. So wherever you're at in your journey, we have an enrollment services team that's here to help you identify what program may be best for you. So you can reach out to our enrollment services team at IVMF Education at syr.edu. There are some of them on this webinar as well. You can look them up on our website, but they are specifically here to help guide you. You don't have to figure it out on your own. You don't have to say, well, I think EBV might be right for me, but I'm not really sure. That's exactly what they're here to help you with. So there is a rough idea, a rough plan of where we would like you to follow along your journey, what might be best for you, but each person is unique and different. So we take it all on a case-by-case basis. I'd love to move forward and talk to you about a couple events we have coming up, specifically our Military Entrepreneurship Forum. That's our next event that you'll see. The Military Entrepreneurship Forum, or MEF, because everything's an acronym in our military-related world, is happening on Wednesday, February 28th in Austin, Texas. It is part of a series of regional events that we're hosting with our partners, Fiserv and Amazon. We're moving around the country to try to reach entrepreneurs where they're at for one day of education, training, learning, and networking with your community, fellow entrepreneurs in that general region, and also resource providers that are specific to that area as well. For Austin in particular, we're going on a theme of inspire, desire, and acquire. We're going to inspire through stories of successful veteran entrepreneurs and also sharing education and important tips from local SMEs in innovation, defense, technology. Access to capital is always a real popular topic. We're going to build on your desire to acquire the skills that you need. So we have an amazing lineup. You can register for that event. Let me put the link here in our chat on how to register for MEF. And again, it is a no-cost event in the Austin area. So if you happen to be there, we hope to see you on that Wednesday. If not, if you feel like just traveling to Austin at the end of February, maybe you need to escape a little bit of winter, by all means, come on down. It's one day of learning and networking that we have available. Moving forward, we have the Veteran Edge Conference. This is one of my favorites personally. The Veteran Edge Conference is our largest event that we will host, but it's specifically designed for growth stage businesses, those that are scaling, actively scaling, or in that have seen great success and want to maintain that level, that high level of success and where they're thriving. And they just want to make sure that they can remain throughout the years. Veteran Edge is about 350 military connected entrepreneurs. When I say military connected, I'm referring to veterans, military spouses, Guard and Reserve members, active duty still as well. That'll be March 20 to 22nd in Dallas, Texas. And that is going to be an incredible event. We have fantastic keynotes. We have unique networking opportunities, including one-on-one mentoring sessions with subject matter experts, corporate partners. You'll have access to some of the key supply chain stakeholders for some of our corporate funders. You'll also have access to government contracting executives and other entrepreneurship and business related subject matter experts. There's also an opportunity to showcase your business or products at our Business Expo and Resource Fair, which is a great way to get your brand in front of fellow VOBs, because no one wants to support a veteran or military spouse-owned business more than a fellow veteran or military spouse. And so it's a great opportunity to get your product in their hands, your services. We've seen a lot of great connections. Unusual partnerships have come out of Edge. We've actually seen some more Marines and Army partner together. It's very crazy. I know unique things can happen at Veteran Edge, but they partnered together for some government contracting opportunities and have seen incredible success with their business from there. If you would like to participate in Veteran Edge, you do have to apply. Applications are closing soon. I will put the link in the chat, but I highly recommend, if that's something that's of interest to you, that you get that application in within the next 2 weeks. Moving forward then to VWISE, again, an acronym, the Veteran Women Igniting the Spirit of Entrepreneurship. You can see why we abbreviated it. The VWISE conference is available just for women veterans, military spouses, Guard Reserve, active duty, but it is an opportunity to gather together with fellow female veterans, military spouses that are in a startup phase. So maybe you have that idea, you've formed your business, but you're not really sure where to go from here. You have a couple of clients, but you haven't been growing and you need a little guidance. This is a 3-phase opportunity. It starts with 3 weeks of online learning. You'll have one scheduled meeting per week, and some assignments. I would estimate about 3 to 5 hours per week of assignments for that online phase. And then we're going to bring you all together for a conference in, the next one will be in Atlanta, April 26th through 28th. We like to say that it is part business conference, part church revival, because the level of energy and community and connectedness that you see at a VWISE conference is unmatched. When these women come into this amazing event, it's like they've known each other for years. It's a really fantastic opportunity to gather together with other women veterans. This program would not be possible without the U.S. Small Business Administration, who gave us an opportunity to build 6 programs back in the day. We are now on our 27th cohort. So we host about 2 each year. This next one will be in Atlanta. And then your 3rd phase of the program is post-program support through Ashley and Cassandra's team. And the last program that I'm going to speak about today is our Entrepreneurship Boot Camp for Veterans. The EBV program, again, got to go with the acronym. Let me put the VWISE link in here, excuse me. The EBV program is offered at 8 consortium universities throughout the country. Entrepreneurship Boot Camp for Veterans, if I could have the next slide, please, is designed for those who are in a startup phase of business. So by startup, we mean you've established, maybe you've grown, you're looking to scale, kind of those opportunities to really dive deep into your business. There's another 3 weeks of online learning, similar to how the VWISE program is structured. But then your phase 2 is very different when you're in EBV. In the EBV program, you will go to a 7 or 8 day in-person residency at one of those partner universities. That does include us at Syracuse University. As you can see, we also have Texas A&M, Wright State in Ohio, Mizzou, UConn, UCLA, LSU. There's really fantastic universities and fantastic programs involved. For that in-person phase, it's called a boot camp for a reason. You are working from 7 or 8 a.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. at night. At the end of the week, you'll pitch in front of judges. There's an opportunity at some to win grant opportunity or to win a grant for your business. But really, it's the coaching that you're going to need and the lessons you're going to learn and the education you'll get that's going to help launch your business forward even further. The EBV program, regular EBV, as you see on the left side with the blue circle and silver star, is available just to veterans. EBVF, the F stands for families. That is for us military spouses and caregivers. And this year that is offered at Florida State University. Who wouldn't mind a trip to Tallahassee in the spring? Sounds lovely for me. And then there's also an EBV Accelerate program. EBV Accelerate is that next step. It's very similar to what you might receive at the Veteran Edge conference, where you're really trying to launch and grow even further from what you've received already at the EBV program. All of these are fantastic opportunities for you. And the best part about EBV is that it's offered at various times throughout the country, throughout the year. So whether you are local to that, let's say you want to go to Texas A&M, for example, you don't have to be located near College Station. Maybe the timing of the year works out for you. That program is at no cost to all of the participants. We pay for your travel, we pay for your lodging, and all the programming that's available as well. I neglected to mention that most of our entrepreneurship programs are low, or all of our programs are low to no cost. Most are no cost. Veteran Edge does have a $250 registration fee, and that's that growth stage business conference coming up in Dallas. VWise has a $75 registration fee, and you have to travel to get yourself to Atlanta, but we pay for your hotel, your food and beverage, and all the programming costs as well. And then EBV, all costs are included, and that is thanks to our very generous funders that we have supporting the IVMF. I see many familiar names here on this webinar today that have taken part in some of these programs. These are some really great people to connect with and reach out to who might be able to tell you about their experiences an IVMF entrepreneurship program. And with that, I will hand it over to Reggie.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's a pleasure to meet some of you for the first time, and I consider this a meeting because I recognize a lot of names, but then there's other names I don't. So for the most part, I just want to say thank you for to the IVMF for their long enduring partnership, and now just being a part of the IVMF family. It's pretty amazing. So there's a lot of things at Bunker Labs whenever we were having discussions about what this will look like that were in pure alignment with the vision and the mission and the values of the IVMF. So we're really excited for the future. And I just want to say that there's a lot of really amazing things in the future to serve veterans and military spouse entrepreneurs. So about Bunker Labs started in 2014 by a gentleman named Todd Connor that just saw a way forward to connect people and specifically veterans and military spouses to the networks that they really needed to thrive as entrepreneurs. And you fast forward to today, I will actually not even today, I'd say to 2020. We saw a shift in the model where Blake Hogan, the CEO, said we have to kind of adjust what we're doing because events are wonderful and connections are wonderful, but we have to adapt to a professionalized programmatic model if we're going to be sustainable in the future. So what I'm about to talk about is kind of an evolution over the years of what has come to be, and I'm looking forward to that even more 2024 and beyond with the IVMF. But at the very top of our efforts, we have a really amazing marketing team that does some amazing work. So I need to talk about those things first. We have a Bunker blog, and the Bunker blog focuses on entrepreneurial spotlights to kind of tell the stories of some of our Bunker Labs participants that have been in your shoes and that have found success, to kind of show you in a way, one, to just kind of show you that, hey, success isn't that far away. And it's an enduring process. So you can read their stories and kind of how they engage with the bunker to see how you can see your story in that. On top of the entrepreneurial spotlights, we also have business resources. We write a lot about how to, right? So how to get your business certified as a veteran-owned business now with the new SBA requirements. So there's all these different things that we're doing. How to get your first 10 customers to meet you where you are on your journey. We have a content writer named Keith Capel that does some amazing things. And so I always want to encourage you to go check out our blog for the latest and greatest. Another thing that we have is over 100 episodes of our transition podcast hosted by Iron Mike Stedman. What I love about the podcast is he brings on subject matter experts in specific areas, whether it be marketing, entrepreneurship as a whole, sales, you name it, he's interviewed them. And what's always good about this is you can listen to this content while you're in the car, while you're on a run, and it's going to meet you where you are to help you build your business. And so we're really, what's the best word to say? Intentional on who we're bringing on and what we're talking about, because we want to make sure that it meets the needs of the entrepreneurs we serve. The last thing I'll talk about as far as those efforts, we also have a platform called Bunker Online. So Bunker Online is, think of it as a LinkedIn without an algorithm, designed specifically for you. So veterans and military spouses that are looking for people to connect with, you can see where people are from. There's different community groups, there's interest groups, all in there by region, by like I said, interest. If you're interested in cryptocurrency, there's a group for that. So from all over the spectrum, there's a group for that. There's also some educational content on there. One thing that is super popular for ideation is our Bunker Online. And I mean, I'm sorry, is our Launch Lab Online, which is housed inside of Bunker Online. We also have Design for Delight, which was with the generosity of Intuit. So you all have heard of MailChimp, TurboTax. So Intuit provided a Design for Delight course that's on there. And what I love about it, it's customer focused solutions. So how are you solving the problem through the lens of the customer? So this is all free as well. There's also a USAA finance course, talks a little bit about business finances. What I will tell you all is this is enough information to make you dangerous. It kind of helps you find your way, what your north is, to get your bearings, to potentially plug into a program. So a lot of the programs that the IVMF has discussed, I believe, are great fits, whether it be Boots to Business or it be any of the other things that they discussed. I love it because there's an enrollment services team that's going to help you find your fit. We also have 4 core programs at the Bunker. So these 4 core programs are, one, our ambassador program. So ambassador kicked off this month in Austin, Texas. And what that's designed for is for servant leaders who are successful business owners that are looking for a way to give back to the community and kind of be the guide that they wish they would have had on their entrepreneurial journey. So it's really dedicated to building the ecosystems in their communities, to plug people that are coming in, rather they're a growth staged entrepreneur or an ideation staged entrepreneur, with the right resource from the IVMF, from Bunker, or within that local community to be the solution that they need at that time. We currently have 60 participants that are going through that program. 85% of them are business owners, and 65% of them have participated in a Bunker Labs program in the past. We also have our Breaking Barriers and Entrepreneurship program. This is a virtual cohort that runs 3 cohorts per year, specifically for minority business owners. So rather female, Latinx, AAPI, Black entrepreneur, you're gonna find a community to kind of come in, talk about your issues that you're having, your problems, not just for business solutions, but to really just connect off of the camera and get really intentional with the people in your cohort. We currently have 80 participants going through that. And if there's something that you're interested in, if this is an interest to you, Carrie's putting links in the chat. So that way you can go fill out an interest form and get on the list when applications are opening. Our CEO Circle program in partnership with JP Morgan Chase Commercial Banking is for entrepreneurs that are in that growth stage. So the floor of revenue that we're looking for is 1 million, but we're also kind of looking at what your goals are, what your intentions are, what you're looking to get out of the program. Chris Carlson, who's on the call right now, and Richard, they do an amazing job at making sure that not only are we looking at your application, but the needs of each entrepreneur are kind of met by the people that we're bringing into the program. So the expertise in the room is really a beautiful thing. We just kind of arrange the meeting with a wonderful partner, and the magic really happens because of the people that are in the cohort. So it's a really awesome thing. We're currently in progress with that, but applications will be opening in April, May, June timeframe. But if you go to the link that we'll put in the chat and get on the interest form, that's the best way to stay up to date. Our veterans and residents program. So historically, I have to talk about the historical context to the veterans and residents program. Veterans in Residence was in partnership with WeWork, and WeWork provided a lot of support to help us do the business model that program provided. There's been a lot of changes through the last 2 years, and we're really excited to be shifting the way that program is looking. I can't give you all the details yet, but if there's any of you that have applied to that program, know this, that you will be getting an email extremely soon about a new design, a new look, a new feel, and we're really excited about the future of that in partnership with IVMF to bring some of their best resources to the table with that. So more to come on that. Get on the interest form application. We're planning, and that's always a dangerous word, but hey, I think I'm confident in sharing. We will be planning on running that cohort with at least 3 cohorts this year. So it's going to be a good thing. I'm looking forward to it. That's our 4 core programs. That's a little bit about the bunker. I really, really am excited to be here and be on this call with you on a VetNet. And if there's any questions, I look forward to the Q&A. You can see the upcoming program dates here. And just know for the fly-in in Plano, Texas, those are for current program participants. But this, if you're interested in applying, this kind of gives you a feel of like what we're doing throughout the year. So 3 fly-ins a year, wonderful time with wonderful entrepreneurs. Back
Thanks,
over
Reggie.
to Cassandra.
Thanks so much, Reggie and Melissa, just for that great information. And as you both know, with business development, there's just so many different realms within it, many obstacles. But through our programming, we've seen how it can impact the lives of others, businesses of others, and just, great, great work there as well. So I want to kick it off to 2 of our alumni and just kind of offer, a chance for them to share their perspectives of IVMF entrepreneurship programs, Bunker Labs programming, and then just share how, these programs have impacted their business development. So let's go ahead and start with Bai. And Bai, he was a participant of EBVA, CEO Circle, and Veteran Edge, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So let's kick it off with Bai, and then we'll kick it off with Stephen Hrutka as well, who's also an EBVA alumni.
All right, thank you, Cassandra. So my name is Tian Bai, founder and CEO of Petri Conceptions. So we're a business that help other individuals and couples build families through surrogacy and egg donation. My IVF slash Bunker Lab journey starts with last year's Edge. I was an Acceleration Challenge participant. That was my very first IVMF event, and I was blown away. Because I never participated in business coaching or what you call a hot seat session. That was the first time. Larry put me in the hot seat. We have a full of a round of the table that everybody that give you their hot takes, hot ideas, really opened my eyes, get me think about what did I do right or wrong about my business. And also that was the first time I want to use that specific example to pretty much to implicate how much this program contribute to my business and how my progression. Through that one event, I probably got 5 very good ideas, and I implemented 3 immediately afterwards. And our cohort member, we're still in contact to this day. Everybody's on LinkedIn. We had a small chat group. So it's been very instrumental, and just the overall Edge event. You get to meet with other veteran entrepreneurs. There are over 400 participants, I believe, last year. So this is the biggest event of the year. That's something that everybody, nobody wants to miss that. The best networking opportunity. And speaking of, Bunker Labs, but prior to CEO Circle, I was in the Breaking Barrier cohort. And immediately what I got out of it, of course, in addition to the very, very well designed curriculum, where each session we have a different speakers to talk about different aspects, like how to acquire your first customers, marketing, finance, access to capitals, etc. What I immediately got out of it was actually one of the cohort member. We went to RISE together because this is a very neat tight ecosystem for the veteran business battle with Kyle Aquino, and he's also in the CEO Circle program this year. So that's I guess those specific examples of how you find your peers, how the very close friendship formed throughout the cohort. Those are the inspiration. Those are the success that you're looking for, and those are eventually the people that help you propel your business success. And in addition to that, what I got of a breaking barrier, this is actually a very little known secret. One of the speakers, I think it's also one of the sponsors, Wells Fargo is one of the sponsors for breaking the barrier. She also introduced me to an additional program. One of them is a building a successful diverse business program at Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth. That's very little known. Like Renee sent an email saying, if you want it, you got to sign up tonight. And that was, you only have a few hours of window. I think I was the only one who got it. But anyway, that's yeah, those are many resources. Even if you in this program, you still have to hustle around to find sometimes opportunity. What I just mentioned, they just come in and you only have a few hours of window to catch it. And CEO Circle is a very different high level, and it has a breadth of different educational resources. I was blown away the first time I flew into New York and get to meet a group of amazing people, and just the exercise that we did, the small group that allow you to observe and also get to know each other by learning the same subject or doing group exercises. Think about it, IVM, Bunker Labs, those programs are offered at no cost to you. But if you look at the similar program, outside the IBM network, like a quick example, Vistage worldwide, similar peer-to-peer, but they charge you, over $10,000 per year. It's monthly overdue. There's initiation fees, and you get better quality program. You form, closer friendship within IVMF, and that has no cost to you. In addition to that, of course, it's amazing alumni resources. And a lot of legal services like trademarks from DLA Pipers, from Eric Pelton, what I just talked to Cassandra about, and there's accounting services, there are marketing, website, SEO, all those are for free to you. So I feel like this is something, this is a very symbiotic relationship. Once you get successful, you contribute back as a speaker, you help host a co-sponsor or host an event. We just, I truly appreciate the opportunity and the resources. And like I say, it's very symbiotic. Whatever we receive from IVMF and Bunker Labs, eventually we're going to contribute back because how much we like it. And that's my experience about Bunker Labs and IVMF.
Great. Thanks so much, Bai, for sharing your perspective. And yeah, like you said, it's just, that ecosystem when you're in the program, and then once you complete it, the ecosystem of alumni resources and everyone within it who's an alum. So thank you so much for that. Next, I want to pass it over to Stephen Hrutka. Stephen, I know your business name is H. Ruckus, but could you also speak to your experience with, IVMF programming, what you took from them, some key points, and then where you are now within your business as well, how our programs have contributed?
Sure. So my name is Stephen Hrutka, 10-year Navy vet, Wharton MBA turned entrepreneur via circumstances beyond my control, sequestration 2012, et cetera, et cetera. I've been flying without a net for about 7 years now. We do staffing and recruiting for other veteran and 8A firms, as well as go after our own federal contracts, state and local. So we probably have 10 people internal, 10 people billing right now, and 20 to 30 active clients we're supporting with their recruiting. My background with IVMF is I've been to Veteran Edge 3 times now. I'm signed up for March, so you'll see me there. And then recently I met Haitian and everybody at IVMF at EBV Accelerate in Tallahassee. So all wonderful resources. I think the first thing as a small business owner, especially coming directly from the military and not having a business background or acumen, is you don't know what you know. And the content either at Edge or Accelerate um, challenges you to build the infrastructure you need to be successful. Like you need a lawyer, you need an accountant, you need a marketing person, and they provide that framework of all the folks you're going to need that support you to grow and scale your business compliantly, so you don't have issues in the future. And so another thing that I appreciated about both events, there's very few opportunities for a business owner to work on their business and not in their business. And so by taking 4 or 5 days to be with other business owners and challenge each other and discuss through hard topics that may be germane across industries is a unique opportunity. And there are opportunity costs, but ultimately the relationships you make there and the new ideas, and sometimes it's almost a kickstart to like keep up the grind and get it to the next level. You really can't do just sitting at your home office, right? So you need to ask for help, and you need to be around people who are experiencing the same things just to get that little bit of motivation. One thing I got out of the EBV Accelerate, and I think it was Cassandra's lecture, was on the tech stack and the free resources that are available to the alumni. And I think Bai touched on this, but the levels of things that they can provide that are free or a discount, and once again, things you don't know you need was pretty impressive. Like Cassandra did a whole lecture, but then there's a whole book where you could spend 2 hours going through and say, oh, I could use this service or this, help me write my capability statement or something to that effect. So that was one of the biggest takeaways I got from the EBV Accelerate. And I think the final thing is the IVMF has access to such dynamic and unique instructors who really value the participation with veterans and entrepreneurship, and you can really get that excitement's palpable. So it's another kind of like kick in the butt from someone who's done it before, and it's not impossible. And they all are accommodating to reach back. So if you go to a lecture and you like the marketing guy, his email's at the end of the slide, and they're more than willing to reach out with you to answer any specific questions. So TopNet's programming, I think I'm always impressed to see a new program, and it's a great way just to position yourself to grow and scale your business, especially if you've never done it before.
Great. Thanks so much, Stephen, for sharing your perspective of our programs, how they've impacted your business. And just, congratulations to both you and Bai, where you guys are now. I know it was, a road full of like obstacles, but just seeing how far you guys have come and then how we've kind of contributed in some way is just very fruitful for us. So thank you so much, Stephen and Bai. Also to Reggie and Melissa for sharing that information. So what I want to jump over to next is, a quick Q&A session. If anyone has a question about, business development, any of our programs, if you want to drop them in the chat, or even if you want to announce your question, definitely feel free to do so and just raise up your hand. But overall, I just wanted to capitalize on our alumni network as well. So when you complete an IVMF program, you are considered an alumni. So within our alumni network, as Stephen kind of touched on, you do obtain, vital resources to help expand your business. So some of them include legal services. We also have some marketing services available as well. things within that realm just to help you get started. And then also, if you just need a one-on-one consultation to delve into these resources, we also do those consultations as well. And however much time it may take, 30 minutes, an hour, 45 minutes, whatever time it takes, we'll definitely, just sit down with you, identify those top areas you want to focus on and how we can help you achieve your goals. So I'm actually going to drop in our email in the chat in case any of you have any questions about alumni resources. And then also, if you're an alum, definitely just reach out to us with these questions as well. So I think we have a question here. Are IVMF entrepreneurship courses available to those who took part in an O2O bootcamp? Yes. So whether you graduate from the Onward to Opportunity program or a different program within our ecosystem, you're most definitely welcome to, apply to these entrepreneurship programs. And as Melissa mentioned, these programs delve into the different phases of business development. So wherever you're at within that phase, we'll connect you with our enrollment services team. And they'll provide all of those specifics within the application process, deadlines, and all that good stuff. Okay, so I think someone said where to start, where to schedule one-on-one meeting, and thanks so much, Mai, for providing that information. So I know Mai is going to go ahead and provide the office hours there, as well as maybe the link to get started with enrollment services. But if you were to email us as well, ivmfalumni@syr.edu, we can definitely relay any questions you have to our enrollment services team and make that connection as well. Okay, so what was the location for Veteran Edge? So Veteran Edge will be located in Dallas, Texas, and that will be the 20th through the 22nd of March. Thank you so much, Mai. Yeah, so any other questions? Anyone have, I guess, like any questions about entrepreneurship, how to get started? And then what I'll do is I'll actually take some questions that were pre-submitted as well. Okay. I think we have another question. Okay, another question here in the chat. Oh, just give me 1 second. Okay, so I guess this question would be for either Melissa or maybe Reggie. So how does the IVMF Bunker Labs entrepreneurship programming help in overcoming common entrepreneurial challenges? Or what have you seen within that realm?
It's a great question. I'm talking to probably veterans and if there's some military spouses on this and you're like, what the heck is he talking about? But sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And whenever you're planning on something, you kind of start to ingrain yourself in all the details and the nuances of the thing that you're trying to learn. And we can get really mired down in the way that we believe it's true or what we think it's true. And the reality is it's not really what the market wants, So when I say the market, I just mean your customers. So I really always want to encourage people to fall out of love with their plans. Like the word of caution, don't fall in love with your plan because it will change. And change is the most constant that we have. I've actually been saying that a lot lately. Like change is the only constant and we have to change. So one thing that I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs get hung up in, and not just at Bunker Labs, IVMF, but just pre-life before Bunker Labs, is just we fall in love with our product or service, and we're not open to receiving feedback on what would make that better. And it's actually a very common thing. You could probably say to yourself on this call, like, yeah, I would never do that. But as someone that's done it, it's more difficult than you would think because you're usually like, no one understands what I'm trying to say to them. No one understands my vision. And it's like, well, that's because it's not clear enough. If people don't understand it, then it's because it's not a good product or a service. It's got to be clear. It's got to be compelling, and it's got to solve an issue that's in the market that someone else isn't already solving, because that's the difficult part. Like what makes you unique. And I think that our programs do a lot of good to really force people to do that, because we have to do that before we ever commit to building something. If you build a product or service that nobody wants, it doesn't matter how good of a marketer you are. It doesn't matter how good of an executor you are. It's not going to succeed because it is about the entrepreneur. Or I'm sorry, it's about the people we serve. So that's it.
Thanks, Reggie. And then
I think if I could
Melissa.
add, yeah, if I could add to that, I think something that Reggie mentioned in his conversations and Bai and Stephen also mentioned is the community and the network. I think both Bunker Labs and IVMF programs will give you access to a network that you may not have realized you needed or you wanted. Those are your business battle buddies. They are going to give you that, sometimes difficult to hear feedback. We're not calling your baby ugly, but there might be some opportunities to rethink a few things, but they're the ones that are going to be very real with you and also help to hold you accountable. The accountability is critical to growth and getting your business off the ground and thriving. And we're also not, between the number of programs between the IVMF and Bunker Labs, it's not a one program fits all. There is something available for you no matter what stage of business you're in. There's a resource available to you. And we try to do our best to eliminate any barriers to success through the low cost programs, through various locations throughout the country, through hybrid programs, virtual only, in person. We just really want to be able to meet you where you're at and make sure that we are helping you to succeed in that post-service career that you're looking for.
Great. Thanks so much, Melissa, and Reggie. And I would also, so I have another internal question here, but it's more about how, like, the trademarking realm, also like the IVMF network of resources that we offer. So kind of touching on these as well, like knowing how to capitalize on the resources available to you, because there's just so many within, the entrepreneurship realm and also within the military affiliated realm, and not every resource is going to be right for you. In I'm trying to say in whatever stage you're in, you got to find the right resource and got to find the right way to capitalize on it. Because, as you're starting off, you might think you need a resource that delves into more of a progressive phase, but really you need those introductory resources. But overall, I want to say, with our network of resources, once you graduate from these programs, just really, having these consultations with us to delve into that network of resources, how we can better assist you, where to navigate you, is really where you want to capitalize on your time and planning for, those business endeavors and goals that you have for yourself. So within the trademark realm, how do you trademark your business name? Definitely, if you're an alum, let us know. It does. So once we, have your request, what we'll do is we'll set up a consultation to review all the application components. It is application based, and it takes a few weeks to complete as well. So let's see. I think I have another question here. So does IVMF have an assessment for entrepreneurs to help guide in deciding which area of resources and assistance? As I mentioned, it does delve into that consultative phase. So once you graduate from our programs, we'll have the initial consultation, and then we'll do that resource navigation with you, identify those resources that you need. So I think next off, how can program alumni get more involved with IVMF Bunker Labs initiatives? And additional opportunities. So I'll kind of throw it back to either you, Melissa, or Reggie on this.
Yeah, I could start. I think the big thing for alums is, one, get on our mailing list, the Bunker Labs mailing list, because anything that's coming up, we like to put it in there, and that may include updates from Ashley as well. So if you're already on a mailing list, you're like, oh no, not another one. But the Bunker Labs mailing list, we do our best to pull from IVMF and also talk about the things that we have coming up. As an example, for CO Circle alumni, some new amazing thing that we're doing at the Veteran Edge Conference this year is we're actually having our first CEO Circle alumni reunion at Edge. So if there's any CEO Circle alumni on here, hint, hint, wink, wink, Melissa Bird, she's the one. Get in contact. But no, there's just a lot of amazing things coming up like that. The ambassador program, when it relaunches, I think that's always a good way to put in your skills, talents, and abilities and treasures if that's what you're passionate about. But those applications will open next year. But definitely get on the interest form.
Yeah, that's easily the best way to learn about what's coming up is to be on the newsletters, be on the mailing list. You can also visit, I know, alumni.syr.edu. Cassandra and Ashley do a fantastic job of listing some upcoming events. If there is an IVMF entrepreneurship program happening in a particular location, oftentimes we try to do an alumni event around it. If we're already coming to Atlanta or DC or Dallas or Austin for one of these programs, it's an opportunity for us to connect with you again in person. You know, the world is so virtual, we're always connected on email, but that in-person conversation is very valuable. And then it also gives our alumni a chance to mix and mingle with people who are just going through the program, who might just be stepping into VWise for the first time, really still trying to figure out what their path looks like, or in Veteran Edge, finding those partnerships that we've spoken about before. So there are multiple opportunities throughout the country during the year to reconnect as an alumni, to give back as an alumni, and also reach out to Cassandra and Ashley if there's something specific, maybe a service that you can offer, or let us know what location you're in. Maybe you've moved and haven't updated your contact information with us, with Bunker or with IVMF. We want to hear from you. We want to know how you can help support us and how we can help support you as we continue this journey. Because as we've said in many of our programs, when you come to a program, you're part of the family, whether you like it or not. We might be the crazy uncle at the family reunion, but you're stuck with us. Whether you change your business goals, pivot, do something different, pause for a couple of years, you're still stuck with us. So we're happy to help you however we can, but you also have to let us know how you want to help.
Great. Thanks so much, Reggie and Melissa. So I kind of want to cap it off, but also just like provide a space for Stephen, if you want to add final thoughts. How can alumni get best connected within our community? And what is your experience with our networking events as well?
So to build on what Melissa said, when there's one event in the city, there's normally another one. So when AUSA was here, I believe I went by to meet with the team. There was also a local alumni event that night before. So what was Reggie saying? Another email, but this is the one that I actually go top to bottom, and just so I don't miss something that's relevant to my location. I know there was an event at the Reagan building about 6 months ago, and I set up a booth so I could just demonstrate our services to other IVFM members, and ended up getting a client out of it. So if you don't show up, you're not going to reap the benefits. So sign up for the emails, go through them, and then show up.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks so much for that. Any thoughts or your perspective?
I'd say too, we have a very close, like knit-tight ecosystem. In addition to IVMF Bunker Labs, there are many events and regular events happening on pretty much practically every month. For example, next in about a week, a lot of people will be going to San Francisco for the MilVet Startup Conference. I know, Barb Carson, she's gonna be there. So there are, just like what Stephen mentioned, there's always local events, and just because there aren't that many military veteran entrepreneurship organizations, we have a lot of crossovers. In April, of course, it's Rise Again, and there's all different type of events. And I feel like LinkedIn groups is definitely something. I was something different. A LinkedIn group is definitely something that help you keep connected. And I feel like LinkedIn is just Facebook for business nowadays. And their business progress, I like to share it on LinkedIn, and like you get to see everybody on their alumni service. Get yourself on the email subscriber list, so you get all the latest event notification, or anything that's anything that's happening. And just like what Melissa mentioned, just sometimes just submit an update. They have the Qualtic form on Syracuse IVMF website. Tell them where you're at. So next time when IVMF or Bunker Labs want to host an event near you, you'll be the first one on top of their mind. So yeah, definitely take advantage and leverage on those tools. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Bai. But yeah, just to kind of cap it off, just want to say thank you to you all for sharing such great information. And as Bai mentioned, just, really just get connected within the alumni network once you graduate from these programs, because networking, as you all know, helps flourish those connections, but also helps with building not just your network, but additional opportunities for your business development. So just really great information all around. And then also, as we're expanding with Bunker Labs programming, we're just very excited of what's to come. But most of all, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at ivmfalumni@syr.edu. And if you're interested in registering for any of these conferences, if you're interested in participating in any of our programs, definitely let us know. We'll make that connection with our enrollment services team. And then I will also just include their email here in the chat as well, in case you all have any questions. Okay, but thank you all so much really for participating in this webinar. As I mentioned, lots of great information. And any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us within these emails that we shared. But I will be sending over a few links after this webinar as well. But stay tuned for all of our different events, initiatives we have going on our alumni webpage or within our entrepreneurship realm. So thank you all so much for participating. Have a great day.